Hello and welcome everyone, Lala here with another Ancient Empires battle replay. It's a mod for Total War Attila. I'm playing as the Lusitani versus Haxo the Hunter, who's playing as the Turdetani. An Iberian civil war, if you will, that we're having today on this battle. Let's go through the units that I've brought with my army versus Haxo's. So on my right flank, I've got one unit of Lusitani Devoted Cavalry and one unit of Lusitani Noble Cavalry, with a Lusitani Mountain Cavalry Skirmish Cav unit in front. My main infantry line, I've got 2 units of Lusitani Devoted Swordsmen and then 3 units of Lusitani Noble Swordsmen. In front of them, we have 2 units of Lusitani Spear Nobles and 2 units of Lusitani Devoted Spears. And my front line of skirmishers, Lusitani Mountaineers, 4 units of them. Over on the left, another unit of Lusitani Mountain Cavalry and 1 unit of Lusitani Noble Cavalry, followed by 2 units of Lusitani Devoted Cavalry. So a little bit more cavalry on my left flank here. Going up to Haxo, we can see that he's probably brought pretty similar units, as we're going to be very similar in this clash. I think actually just their cavalry is a bit different. He's brought 4 units of the tribal levies as his skirmishers. Behind them, he's brought, I believe, yeah, it's just 3 units of Devoted Spears and 2 units of Noble Spears. Behind them, I think he's gone. Oh, he's gone for a mix of his swords here. He's gone for 2 units of Sword Scutari, 2 units of Devoted Swordsmen, and 2 units of Noble Swordsmen. He's got his general behind that, and then on his left, he's got the Catrati Cavalry, probably saying that wrong, the Skirmish Cav, and the Scutari Cavalry as his melee cav, and he's mirrored that over on the right as well, melee cav and a skirmish cav as well. So neither of us have any artillery, so we're going to be pushing forward. It's going to be skirmishing. So I'm just readjusting my lines here, as you can see, putting my spear line right behind my skirmishers, and then looking to put the majority of my sword infantry over on the right flank, so I can try and swing round and smash into him that way. I'm trying to kind of load my right flank a bit heavier than my left. I'm also bringing more of my cavalry over. I'm shifting my skirmish cavalry over to my left flank. Bringing my general over as well, just into the center to form up. Sending 2 of my sword units, though, over to the left flank, but 3 of them on the right ready to swing round and smash. Brought the 3 units of Noble Swordsmen over on that side, and my stronger Devoted Swordsmen to hold on that left flank. But yes, I brought my Noble Cavalry and my Devoted Cavalry over onto the right flank. Ready to hopefully swing round with both cavalry and infantry. Really get some smashing going on. Just taking our time at this point. Again, neither of us with the ability to outrange the other with any artillery or anything like that. It is going to be a slow creep forward with our skirmishers until we clash. Well, we'll find out if tribal levies can match up to my Lusitani Mountaineers. My Mountaineers, I think they look a little bit better kind of equipped. Just take a look at some of these guys back here. The Devoted Spears. You guys look really cool. And of course we've got the Devoted Swords on this side as well. Similar armor, let's see, because they're both devoted units. They look pretty cool. Oh, he's happy, bless him. He's very happy. I'm just forming up my men, and then I'm going to start pushing forward. Because Haxo, he does have, I think, you could probably just about say he's got the high ground at this point, especially on the right. Or rather, my left, his right. He's got a bit of high ground there. But he's not going to come to me. So I'm going to start pushing forward with my cavalry on my right flank. And you can see the rest of my forces all moving them forward. So we can start the skirmish phase. And so I can begin putting pressure on this right flank here. Haxo responds, comes to meet me a little bit. The only thing I'm worried about over on this left flank is the fact that he's got a unit of melee cavalry and skirmish cavalry, whereas I've only brought 2 skirmishers, so if he tries to charge me, I'm going to have to be careful with my skirmishers and pull them back. That's why I sort of brought the infantry here. I mean, they're not spears, so they're not going to be good at, you know, taking on that cavalry so much, but I might be able to draw one of those units in to the swordsman and then skirmish them with the rest of my cav. Meanwhile, Haxo's gone for a charge in over on the right. He's thrown his skirmishers in. I think he was trying to move them forward, and I managed to catch them off guard. I've gone into his melee cavalry as well with my tier 3 versus his tier 2. His skirmish cavalry's melted away very, very quickly. And now I get to charge into the flanks of his tier 2 Scutari cavalry. I'm also bringing up the rest of my cavalry as well, cutting off any kind of escape that they might be able to have to kind of link back up with their main force. And I'm looking for a little bit of a charge here as well into the swords. I see them there. I'm going to pull them back out. Not because I don't want to get stuck in there, but I actually kind of want to draw these swords away from the main formation so that my cavalry then can have a lot of fun. Charging him with more of my devoted cavalry against the tier 2 Scutari cavalry, and charging him with my noble cavalry as well. The skirmish phase has now begun, and Haxo is flanking round, and I'm bringing my skirmishers to just try and tie up his Scutari cavalry at the back here. I've sent my general in against his Catrari cavalry. Skirmisher cav there at the back. Throw my general in. He's devoted cavalry himself, so he should be pretty good. Just got to make sure we don't lose him, though. He's managed to flank round with his lines, so I'm now free to push up with my Lusitani devoted swordsman on the left. I'll be going up against his noble swords. My skirmishers chasing the tribal levies. I think we've run out of ammunition because they only have a couple of peeler each. So in they go now. Skirmish round is over. Straight on into the spearmen. Meanwhile, over on the left, I've managed to get a good cavalry charge into some of his sword Scutari and break them. So I'm starting to push up with my cavalry as well. This unit of cavalry is taking ages to chip down. Very slow to go down. So I'm just trying to pull my cavalry back and out so I can threaten some of his skirmishers. Most of my skirmishers breaking, though, now that they've met the spear wall. The devoted spears they're holding really well. Meanwhile, I'm pushing up now on the left, going for a peeler throw with my devoted swordsmen. They're going to clash against the nobles. They should have the advantage here. Meanwhile, it's not looking good for my general. My general has actually broken, as that melee camp's been able to see off my skirmish cavalry pretty easily, as I did to Haxo's earlier on. And my general's now broken. He is not coming back, so I'm not looking too good at this point. I've got that cavalry behind my lines as well. I'm charging forward with my spears, though. Devoted spears versus devoted spears. Pushing in with my swords now on this right flank. That's the advantage I still have. My cavalry seeing off the rest of those swords there. And I think I'm just trying to pull them back from the skirmishers now. We finally won that cavalry engagement. And I do have the cavalry superiority over here. And I can choose to swing on around and try and take out their general. Some of my skirmishers have rallied and are coming back. Pretty even over on the left. There's a bit of a gap where those third tiny noble spears are standing. And between my spears and their spears, it's a very even battle right now. Not so even for these guys on this side, where I'm throwing in 3 units of noble swordsmen against their devoted swordsmen. And I've got my cavalry moving in as well. Although at this point I decided to send 2 of my units of cavalry back to try and take on this cavalry at the rear. My skirmish cav now suddenly holding its own really well, actually. Unfortunately, my general's already gone, but he hasn't been killed, so I'm not taking a massive penalty for that. I'm just bringing my Lusitani noble cavalry here, ready to go for a charge into the devoted swordsman. My other unit of noble cavalry has managed to get in and take out those skirmishers. We've even drawn their general in, but we've taken out 2 of their tribal levy units. And in we go for this charge. Come thundering in the back to try and save my noble swordsman. While I do outnumber them, these guys, the devoted swords, are pretty solid. And that has broken them, the morale going there. Throwing my cavalry into their general. Into Haxo's general now. We've started breaking them on that on that right flank, and then we can start sweeping in, just throwing my Mountaineers back on into the fight. Into the centre here, we've got this massive engagement going on. Spear on spear. Devoted Swordsman still holding alright. Tiny Noble Swordsman, though, not really looking too worse for wear, though. It's pretty even between these forces. We need some cavalry strikes in there, some hammer and anvil. And for that one unit of swords gone, though, we can just kind of mob on around the other unit of Devoted Swordsmen. The cavalry over here about to get charged by the Turdetani tribal levies. Should be able to deal with them. Meanwhile, I've been able to send my cavalry to the rear of my force to take on the skirmisher cavalry. The melee cav has gone. The skirmishers are still in there. I don't know how these guys are surviving where my general just seemed to melt away earlier. And where Haxo's own skirmisher cavalry melted earlier as well. Yeah, finally taking on that unit of skirmishers there. My cavalry has been broken back from the general. And these guys have been kind of pinned by the nobles there. In comes the general, along with more levy that have rallied. But the skirmish is starting to waver again, and we've finally dealt with that cavalry at the rear now. So that's all my cavalry force that can push up on this flank. Interestingly, one of my devoted swordsmen is starting to break on this left side. They're not feeling too happy. Again, it's because my generals fled, so my morale is a bit weaker than Haxo's at this point. General versus my own cavalry, getting stuck in. Starting to push out here, though, with my swords and get a bit more of a flank going on. And they're suddenly starting to waver now. And there we go, they break, which allows us now to surge forward along the spear line, which has been engaged for the majority of the battle now, and been very even between our forces because pretty much we're using the same forces here in this civil war bout. And as you can see, the morale starts a tidal wave effect down the line, and they all start breaking. Only forces still holding are the two swords units over on the far left, and I've got cavalry readying themselves for a charge. So they come thundering down into the backs of the force. They've just broken, though, before the charge can reach them, and it's game over. So I had 3,131 deployed. Haxo had 3,265. Only lost 750 in the end there. And 2,381 remaining. So we'll move on to fight more battles in Iberia. Yes, my spearmen held pretty well. No one really jumping out with loads of kills. I got 120 from the Lusitani Noble Swordsman. Oh, no, I lie. I very much lie. That unit there is at 548 kills. Ruddy hell. I must have been catching quite a few of them fleeing. Yeah, it's just the white text against it. I can barely see it. But 548, that's insane. Damn. Must be where Haxo lost quite a few more than me. I don't know, what was I chasing the... Must have been chasing some of the skirmishers away on that right flank. That must be the unit that got all those at the end there. Damn. Yeah, did not see that. 548. Crap. Yeah, I gotta say, actually looking at these stats, someone had to jump out and claim a low. We've got 110 here. 187 from the devoted, from the noble cavalry, rather. But no one else really jumping to insane accolades. So, yeah, damn. Lots of kills. Spears, you guys, the devoted spears held alright. One of them did anyway. On Haxo's side, we've got 101. Just wasn't able to get that damage done. Once I kind of won the cavalry fight and was able to get that massive flank round on the right, he was broken. So I hope you've enjoyed this battle, guys. Again, keep sending your replays in. I've been looking through loads of them in the past week or so and getting ready to record more of them. But if you do have any more scenarios and stuff you'd like to see on Ancient Empires between myself and other YouTubers or other players, then do let me know down in the comment section. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter, take pride and join the Legion. Check out my affiliates and sponsors, XMG, Greenman Gaming, and Overclockers UK. Until next time, ciao for now.